you are in essence, in most of your trajectory, at least in the current way it's been done, a solitary worker. You work on your project. You work with your professor together, but you are working on your project. You are supposed to be calling the shots. You're giving the direction and so on. But it sounds to me like an entrepreneur. Just, okay, one thing is research, entrepreneur might be more industry, but philosophically sounds very similar to me. Do you think PhD students, or also later on within the postdoc period, would benefit from, well, entrepreneurial training?
Absolutely. So I think it's, and some places are, so I mentioned I was in Israel last week. All the universities we went to there are starting to do this. So they're starting to say, you know, in the last few years anyway, we're going to have courses where we're going to train PhD students specifically and postdocs as well. So some of the more transient, academic trajectory, not non-permanent faculty kind of thing in entrepreneurial thinking. Right now, again, the hope with this is towards things like startups and spin-offs and being able to license technology and so on. But as you say, it's also has a societal benefit to it, is that they can start thinking about how to make something for society out of their research. There's a couple of things that I find interesting about entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial thinking, and also the concept of the intrapreneur that some people talk about. So one difficulty with entrepreneurship is whether you see it as, you know, the creative creating something that doesn't exist with kind of the end user or the market in mind, finding a niche, finding something new, being able to innovate and that kind of stuff. Or if you see it as the economic side of the entrepreneur that creates a business model out of nothing and takes personal risk, right? And sometimes, you know, that an entrepreneur can mean different things to people, right?
Sure.
So I think what you're talking about is more the entrepreneurial thinking, which could also be an intrapreneur. So it could also just be that the organization has a culture, or people working within the organization, at least maybe in some division of that organization, who are a bit more market focused and a bit more really scouting needs, and at the same time also thinking about, you know, hey, what solution can I come up with that fills of a need in a void where there's nothing yet, right? And that I think we definitely need more of, right? And I think if you train people in the thinking, then you can also get the type that are going to go off and take the risk and create their own business, right?